Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Yaje here, and today we're gonna do a garden to table video. Today we're gonna harvest our cowpea leaves, that veggie right there, and then I'm gonna show you how I cook it. The cowpea leaves are also known as warr or Kunde, that is in Kenya, but in Cameroon and in my tribe we refer to it as warr. These are the leaves of the cowpea plant. Um, this particular species or type that I'm growing is cultivated for the leaves mostly. And so today I'm going to do the second harvest and then show you how I cook it my way. Let's harvest. We're harvesting just the tender leaves. Tender leaves of our bowl. The more you harvest, the more it produces leaves for you. This is a very quick growing crop. Goes from seed to harvest in 30 days. So guys, you need to grow this. The leaves are packed full of nutrients, It's unusually high in protein for a plant, for a vegetable. High in protein, high in iron. So guys, we're done harvesting. Here's our harvest. It's not that much, but this is enough to feed me at least 2 times or feed 2 people. Let's go inside the kitchen now and process this and then cook this. Come with me. All right, guys, the next step will be to pick the leaves from the stems. Usually these stems are kind of tough. We don't want this part. So I'm going to pick these 3 leaves, the tender ones, from the stems. All we're doing is just plucking the tough stems out as much as you can. If the stems are soft, very tender, you don't need to pick them out. But the way I harvested, I already did not harvest the stems, so I don't have that much work to do. But if you have the longer stems, make sure you remove them because these stems are tough. All right, guys, these are our kunde, our bow, our warr leaves with the stems all picked. The next step will be to wash the leaves. When they're out there in the garden, we can get bugs on them, debris. We don't want all of that, so we're gonna triple wash. And if you have a salad spinner, it's just perfect because then you can dry the leaves. At this point, also go ahead and bring a pot of water to boil because the next step will be to blanch the leaves. Make sure you shake it really well just so that if we have any stuff, washes out. Now you don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna skin it and get the excess water out. You really don't have to do it because the next step will be to blanch, which means we're putting this in more water. All right. The next step is to blanch the cowpea leaves. Here's my water boiling over here. But I'm going to put something known as kanwa. This is limestone. And it acts as a softening agent because the leaves are kind of tough because of that high protein content. So we want something to soften it a little. Another thing that the kanwa does is it maintains that green color. It maintains a green color. If you don't have kanwa, what you can do is use baking soda. Just a pinch of baking soda. I'm not adding too much. This is about all I'm adding because you add too much, You might end up with mush. We don't want that. So I'm just gonna put my leaves in there now. Blanching means quickly cooking something in boiling water very quickly and then taking it out and cooling it down immediately. It's a cooking technique. See how that kanwa with the limestone, it will maintain the green color and also help to tenderize the veggies a little. Again, if you don't have kanwa, which you can find in a lot of African supermarkets, you can use baking soda, but just a pinch will do you. Okay, so we're gonna blanch this for a little bit. We just want I test the leaves just to make sure it's tender enough for me. See how tough this is. See, the leaf is quite tough. So hopefully that kanwa helps. But there's something else that I do to help tenderize the leaves, which I will show you. Okay, just gonna let that boil for about a minute or two, blanch for about a minute or two, and then I will turn off the heat and put it in hot water. It's been about 2 minutes. Go ahead and do a little taste test to make sure it is tender enough for you. Just gonna grab one. Okay, that's about right. Or turn off the heat and then strain this. Okay, just gonna strain this bowl right here. And then I'm gonna dunk it in a bowl of cold water to stop the cooking process. And then I'm gonna strain it out now. Squeeze out the excess water. Okay, and this is our blanched cowpea leaves ready for further processing and cooking. What I also like to do is just run my knife through it, big chops, just like that, big. So now I have cut bowl. Okay, now I will show you the rest of the ingredients, what I am using next. All right, guys, so these are the rest of the things that I'm gonna be using to cook my bowl. I'm gonna use onions. This is half of a large onion. I'm using red just because that's what I have. I'm also gonna use tomatoes, finely diced tomatoes. We had 2 Roma tomatoes. I removed the seeds and then finely diced like so. I'm also gonna use something to flavor, an aromatic. I will use a garlic, which I will crush. And you can keep this dish just like vegetarian, or if you want, you can use some kind of a protein. And I'm gonna be using smoked fish. This is smoked fish. Again, you can leave it vegetarian, you can use meat, chicken, whatever that you want. Guys, to further tenderize my leaves and also add greens, I am adding amaranth. This is just amaranth from my garden. You can leave this out, but this is not much. This helps to further tenderize this. So I will add this at the end of the cooking process. I will show you. And then of course, salt. And then I'm gonna use oil to cook this. Okay, so let's get cooking. And I'm cooking this on medium to high heat in my pot here. I'm gonna add some oil to that pot, maybe about 2 tablespoons or so. Healthy oil. I'm gonna be using olive oil. What I have here is olive oil. So guys, This channel is about growing a garden, but the reason why we grow a garden is so that we can grow health. I believe in that. And this is exactly why we grow food, so we can nourish our bodies with the food. You know, it not only nourishes our physical bodies, it nourishes emotional our emotional state, emotional wellness, mental wellness, all of that good stuff. Okay. So I have that oil in there. I'm going to just saute my onions. Take it easy with the cooking, okay? We don't need extreme high heat. We just want to bring out the flavors. You know, when you're doing healthy cooking, go easy on the heat and bring out the flavors naturally. So I'm going to saute this for a little bit, and I will add this in there, my garlic. I'm using this grater microplane. I'm just gonna add it there directly, which is one reason why you don't want to turn that heat up too high, because we don't want to burn the garlic. Let it infuse. Mm. Now I'm gonna add my tomatoes. And then I will add my fish as well. So everything just cooks down together. And then I'm gonna drop in hot peppers, just maybe one. This is habanero peppers from the freezer that I cultivated probably 2 years ago. This is probably from 2021 or 2020. I am still enjoying peppers that I grew in the garden from 2 years ago. Okay, we're gonna put that one in there. Then I'm also just gonna add some salt. Will bring out moisture from this and also season everything, you know. So we have our salt in here to draw out more moisture, flavor as we go. I just eyeballed it. Okay. Make sure the heat is on medium. I'm gonna put a lid over it and just let it cook for a little bit. All right, guys, while our tomatoes and onions cook down, let me just show you another form of that warr, or the bow, or the kunde, another form of processing it. You know, after blanching it, you kind of you put it in the sun to dry, and then it looks like this: dehydrated bow, kunde, warr. This is the form that I am most used to, like back in the village in Cameroon, the northwest region. This is how people would preserve their warr or their bow, dehydrated like this, can last a very long time. And it takes an enormous amount of the leaves to get this quantity, just so that you know. All right, guys, let's check on our pot here. It's been about 10 minutes. It's cooked down. All right, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so what I will do now is add the amaranth. This is Jamaican callaloo, actually. This is optional. You don't have to do this. But again, I'm adding it just to further tenderize our bowl, and also just to use up the veggies in the garden. I'm going to put a lid on it for about a minute or two, and then I will add. All right, guys, it's been about 2 minutes, and our amaranths have cooked down now. Really need to turn the heat down. You don't want to burn anything. Okay. See how it just disappears. Me, I like my food spicy, so I'm gonna mash that habanero in. Okay, so now it's time to add our warr, bowl or kunde. So tell me, how do you cook yours? You know, cooking is an art. It's very personal. I like to keep it healthy by not using too much oil. I'm using natural flavors and then salt. Okay. Most African cooking nowadays, they want to put a bunch of Maggi cubes. Maggi cubes is not too healthy for you. Try to build flavors naturally. And sometimes just slow cooking things, you know, on low heat will bring out the flavor. So you see that no excess oils. Our food is almost ready. I'm just gonna let the flavors come together for another minute or two, and then we'll be done. Okay. Just gonna let it cook for another minute or two. All right, guys, our food is ready. It's time to plate and enjoy. So what I have here is what we know in Cameroon as fufu corn. It is a type of dough made out of corn flour. Kenyans call it ugali, but we call it fufu corn. I just have it cut up like that just for presentation purposes. It is time to plate up our product here, our handwork here. Garden to table, seed to plate, and enjoy. This is gonna nourish my body. All right. Ooh, look at that, guys. Just look at that. That's our final product. Okay. Gonna enjoy it. Gonna enjoy it just like so. Take a little bit of this. A little bit of that. Ah, no, this is usually done with our fingers, not fork, but look at that. Mm. So good. So guys, I hope you try this. First, you need to grow the veggies, okay? I have videos on how to grow kunde from seeds, fast growing crop. You could plant it today and in 30 days, you could be cooking this, okay? So I'm gonna put a link to where you can get the seeds. Try it out for yourself. The description box, like right below this video, is what I refer to as the description box, where it has information about the video. Check it out. You'll find links to where you can get the seeds. When you click on that link and buy the seeds using my link, you send a few pennies my way, you support True Love Seeds, and then you support the small farmer growing that vegetable, saving the seeds, and making some of these ancestral, culturally meaningful vegetables to us out here in the diaspora. So that's what happens when you click on the link. Thank you guys for watching. Please give this video a like. Please share. Please invite someone to check out my channel. Most importantly, grow a garden, because when you grow a garden, guys, you grow health. Happy gardening. Bye-bye.